Hello everyone, so on this video I'm going to go over an example on how to create a table for a categorical frequency distribution. So this is actually exercise 14 from lesson 2.1 on your textbook, and it says that a survey was taken on how much trust people place in the information they read on the internet. Construct a categorical frequency distribution for the data. It says that A represents those who said that they trust in all they read. M is when they say that they trust in most of what they read. H is for those that trust in about one half of what they read. And S is when they trust in a small portion. And now they do give us all the values, right? So the data, which is basically all of these letters that we have enclosed in this box. I can see there's a lot of M's, right? So we can guess that there's a lot of people who trust in most of what they read on the internet, right? So let's go ahead and start our table. Now, when it comes to the table, basically the first column that we want, it's for the classes, of the categories, right? So I'm gonna go ahead and do this table right here. Right? So our first column, again, it's basically each class that we have. So the classes that we have on this particular example, it's A, when they trust in everything they read. M, which is when they trust in most of what they read. H, which is when they trust in about one half. And then S, which is when they trust only in one small portion, right? Now, our second column, it's going to be on our tally column. Now, what does tally mean? Well, that's basically, we're just kind of like marking how many times do we find each of the different groups, right? Each of the different classes. So, for instance, I'm going to start counting based on my on the data that it's given to me. I see that I have one M, so I'm going to mark M and then another M. So this is the idea, right? It's just like a longer process. I'm just basically right now following what the book does. You don't have to do this. I'm just showing you step by step, right, how to be able to create this frequency distribution. So I'm marking all the M's first. So M, and then I have another M here, and then I have another M here, another M. Hopefully I have enough space, because there's a lot of M's here. So another one, another one, another one, another one, and then another 5. Then I have another M, another M, another one, and then 4, and then 5 with this one. And then I have another M right here, another one, so 2, 3, 4, 5, and then I have another 3 M's. There's a lot of people who say that they trust in most of what they read on the internet. What I'm going to do as well, I'm going to go ahead and kind of like separate each of the classes as well with a line, just so I don't get mixed up with H and M. There. Okay. Now let's go ahead and see. I'm going to change the color for A. I'm going to say set it as blue. Let's see how many A's do we have. So we have 1, 2, and then 3, and then 4. So we only have 4 A's. So 4 people said that they trust in everything they read on the internet. Now we know that it makes sense for us to find a little bit of people who actually trust in everything. because we know that the internet, it's not always that reliable, right? So yeah, that's definitely has to be a small amount. Let's go ahead and see how many age values do we find, and for that I'm gonna go ahead and use orange. So age, we have one age here, two, 3, 4, 5, and then 6. So we have 6 people who said that they trust in about 1/2 of what they read on the internet. Okay, so it makes sense. Now let's go ahead and see how many people only trust in a small portion of what they read. So I have as 1, and then 2, and that's it. Only 2 people. Okay. Definitely we can see that there's a lot of more M's than A, H, and S, right? So that's gonna take us to our next column, which is now the frequency. So frequency is now giving the actual value without having to mark the little sticks, right? And then give the actual number of A, M, H, and S values that we have on the data. So for A, we have 4. So our frequency is 4. For M, we have 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 28. For H, we have 6. And for S, we only have 2. Now, let's say that we also want to find the percentage. So that means what's the percentage, right, of the people who said yes, or said that they trust in all they read, or what's the percentage of people who said that they trust in most of what they read, or half of the portion that they read, or a small portion, right? So let's say we are going to add that column. Now you don't have to do a percentage. I'm just gonna do it right now, just so you can see how to do it, but it's not necessary. Okay, so for A, basically what we need to do first is go ahead and find the total amount of people that were asked, right, about the internet. Here, from my data, I can see that it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 times 1, 2, 3, 4, 10 times 4. That's 40 people in total, right? Or you can also go ahead and add the numbers on the frequency. So 4 plus 28, that's 32, plus 6, that is 38, and then plus 2, that is 40. Okay? And for our percentages, basically what we're going to do is we're going to take the number of the frequency for each class divided by 40, which is the total, and then multiply times 100%. So 4 over 40 times 100%. Okay? So if we do 4 over 40, that will be 0.1, and then times 100, that's basically 10%. For the next one, we will have 28 over 40 times 100%. So 28 divided by 40 is 0.7 times 100%, that'll be 70%. So 70% of the sample population said that they trust in most of what they read on the internet. For half of what they read, that'll be 6 out of 40 times 100%. And then if we do 6 out of 40, that'll be 0.15 times 100 is 15%. And then last but not least is 2 out of 40, which is for those who said that they trust a small portion. And then 2 out of 40 will be 0.05 times 100 is 5%. And this is how you create a categorical frequency distribution when they provide you a list of data for any survey or any sample that it's taking place.